walking around like I done lost my last mind. Trapped in the world where loyalty is hard to find. I bleed the same blood as the next man. Put some work in, he claiming he your right hand. Jealousy and greed is a hell of a disease. Even snakes have an appetite to feed. Yeah, I lost a couple fellas to the streets, but I'd be damned if I lose my whole team. I'm walking around like I done lost my last mind. Trapped in the world where loyalty is hard to find. I bleed the same blood as the next man. Put some work in, he claiming he your right hand. Jealousy and greed is a hell of a disease. Even snakes have an appetite to feed. Yeah, I lost a couple fellas to the streets, but I'd be damned if I lose my whole team. Good fella team strong, I'm the one they lean on. When times get hard, I'm the one to get my scheme on. Never did my team wrong just to get my green loan. Cause my blood thick enough to cut a ring on. Now I'm loyal to my deathbed and she ain't home. So I'm fucking over niggas, hold the fellas dying. 206 is the crown, not an ace time. And we the next to shine, word to the grapevine. Dollars over splits, keep a one-track mind. Cause dollars multiply, splits only divide. See a dirty grind, keep me with a clean shine. Weed on the wood grain, pine, no pine. Fly like the birds in the plains, I got a positive aim. In this race to get cash, get up out of my lane.
Listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp.
And we're in this bitch. Once again, we're in this bitch. You're here with the Velvet Vibes podcast, talking to the Velvet Juggernaut. I haven't done any exhaling in a while.
For real, bro. You extra.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've exhaled. Maybe I was waiting to exhale.
I don't even like you right now.
Well, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to shed one tear. Also from the soundtrack of Waiting to Exhale. If you guys want to go ahead and send $1 or $2 our way, we'll take that. Anyway, you know we're sipping here on 500 vodka. You got the Velvet Juggernaut. We want to put a shout out for Lynneopoly in her absence. Even though you can't see us, everybody in the room is raising the roof. Everybody go ahead and raise the roof.
One time for the one time.
One time for the one time. We got that cracking. Not only is the Velvet Juggernaut in here, but you're here with the ScorpionKing. Talk about it, Scorp.
I got food in my mouth. Drinking this lovely 500 vodka.
He actually has a piece of bread with some dead animals on it. They call it pizza.
With cheese.
I hope if someone needs to spit, I can retrieve yourself a napkin if need be after that description. But in the house, we also have Sawildchild in this thing. Talk about it.
What it is, what it was, and what it will be.
Hey. And normally we would go ahead and get it cracking, but there's some other humans in the house. We got Dr. Damarkus and someone else by his side. I'm going to go ahead and let him and her speak about it. Talk about it.
I got my little sister Analiza with me in here. And my name is Damarkus Analiza, a.k.a. the Prince of Purity, the King of Success, leader of the ScorpionKing, and then we also got my queen with us.
Hey.
That's what's up.
And Analiza, do you want to raise the roof real quick and talk about it?
About what?
I think somebody said jump in, jump out, introduce yourself.
I've never heard that. But
Oh my gosh.
I've been working with him for a good 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of out of my comfort zone, but I like it. It's really interesting.
Okay, so hold on. People, we heard some media kings and things of that nature. What is it that you guys do?
So outside right now, y'all got the ScorpionKing. That's the ScorpionKings. That's with with mainly just us, and then we have who we have? We have Oscar underneath us. We have Jason Knight, Jeff Gant. Then we're actually missing her hitman and her top security guy, Evan Axel. So, but then besides Bushido Kings, we got like outside of this, I also rock with the Media Kings, which is only allowed to be used in Brandon Outlaw Wrestling and Anarchy Championship Wrestling. And then the guy that y'all met last night at Heavy Metal, we're called the Knockout Kings, which we're only allowed to use that.
Okay.
And that, but the Bushido Kings
sounds like a record deal, but a little different.
But the Bushido Kings, we're all over Texas. We also been getting hollered to go to Mexico. We just got offered to go to Oklahoma. 2 different companies in Oklahoma. Louisiana has called for us too. So yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, talk about it.
So I'm hearing that this is a wrestling company, I'm assuming. And then
oh, he said wrestling. I like that.
I'm sorry.
No, I like that.
I'm cut you here.
No, keep it like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's a wrestling company, and
don't put no E in. Don't keep an A.
You're different. You have different companies within what you have. So you have like you said, you got your top branch, and then you also work with 2 different other branches. I'm assuming, is that correct?
Yeah, but the Bushido Kings, we're the 2 other companies that we just named. Those are the top tiers of Texas.
Okay.
So
of Texas or San Antonio?
No, of Texas alone.
Hold on, talk about it.
Like Branded Outlaw, we've been there. I've been there for a year.
Okay.
I'm always gonna say we because my fiance is always with me, so I always say we.
Okay.
I know what
You know what I like to hear?
That's the top brand of Texas alone. When you're on Heavy Metal or Branded Outlaw or Anarchy, and other companies hear about that, they give you that. They already know that you can go.
Okay.
So right now, we're in the process of working with her. They want her to come to Branded Outlaw. Now in Anarchy, we're in a mixture way of being in there because I'm already been there, and the reason why the Media Kings are there is because we end up being there together. But unfortunately, it was supposed to be the Bushido Kings. But at the time when we were doing the Bushido Kings, me and my sister were running like 12 cats underneath our group. So when certain people would hear, like, it's still to this day right now, we've been doing it since October. Okay. But when people be like, oh, well, y'all bring in Bushido Kings, which version? Because we were also called like the Wu-Tang Clan of wrestling.
Oh my God.
So like every week we had
y'all was coming deep.
Yeah, because we had that first. It started off as we had San Antonio on lock, and then everybody thought it was a game.
So I hear you've been on and off, since 2007. What started it? Like, how did you even get into this? Because this isn't something that people want to start a restaurant, people want to start a rap group, or you don't normally hear, I'm going to be a wrestler. Even though that's all of our dream. Because I think we all been there.
We all had that at one point.
My mom used to get mad at me. I used to do it when I was younger. She want to be a wrestler.
Undertaker was my favorite. Walking around the house rolling my eyes like this.
Man, it started. I'll say this. The first thing I ever watched growing up, my grandma Booney had wrestling on TV. So like after that, my whole childhood, like I remember watching G.I. Joes and violent cartoons, but like I remember being in kindergarten and knowing how to spell World Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Federation, and like just knowing that. So when I was in I say right when I was like 4 years old, I was able to speak. It never changed. Like it never stopped. I was going to be a wrestler. Mm-hmm. But before I got into wrestling, everybody just barely found this out last year on the other podcast. I did mixed martial arts before I did pro wrestling.
Oh, so I'm not playing with you.
Yeah, so but that the my goal was in life was like Sting, Booker T, New Jack, the Great Muta.
I was just about to ask you your favorite wrestlers.
Yeah,
okay.
I was getting there. I was getting there too.
That's exactly. I want to run that across the board real quick.
Yeah.
So my thing is this. I want to know this from everybody. Who's and I started Wildchild. Who growing up, your favorite one? Because I got a follow-up question to this. It's gonna run across the board too.
I definitely Stone Cold, Undertaker, The Rock. They was they ran through. 3D was actually one of my tag team.
Oh, he like the Deli boy.
Yeah.
He crazy as hell.
I don't know what it was about them. They just had my number.
You like get them tables.
Yeah. We they like to fuck shit up. I was definitely a motherfucker. You gonna get a cheer? We about 3D on the cheer. Yeah, all for it.
So,
but then when they had what was that? The X
DX.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
It was a couple of ran across, and then Heartbreak Kid. Come on now.
HBK.
Oh yeah, I gotta salute you there.
Yeah,
HBK.
I don't know what it was on. Well, I don't know. I think he was crazy, but
He is.
yeah,
He's something else.
he's something else.
Matter of fact, before we proceed, I know you hear a lot. To give you what you need. I know you hear a lot of this going on. We'll take you to a little commercial break so you can know why we sip on 500 vodka.
Why drink 500 vodka? Glad you asked. It's gluten-free, corn-based, and 500 vodka offers 3 outstanding products that are unmatched in the market today. Superior Ultra Premium Neutral and combo flavored vodkas. 500 coconut pineapple and 500 strawberry lime. Drink sexy. Drink responsibly. Drink 500 vodka.
And I think you just learned something right now. That's exactly why. You might want to go to your local Total Wine, grab yourself a bottle of 500 vodka, black-owned company here locally in San Antonio, Texas. So you might want to get aboard.
Stay thirsty.
And stay thirsty. And
There you
pull
go.
up and drink sexy. And drink responsibly.
responsibly.
500 vodka.
This is the best one we did.
Oh, shit.
So, to the great Analiza, talk about it. Who was... And first off, was you into wrestling as a youngster, or it came?
I watched it with my dad, but I was like entertained by it, but
It wasn't your thing.
No, but I would sit there.
So
and
don't
watch
tell me
it.
you're a
It
John
catches
Cena.
my attention, like. But I know like John Cena, The Rock,
Okay.
like very little few of them.
Okay.
But I wasn't like, oh, he's my top man.
Yeah.
Until you join the group.
Yeah. Now she's inspired.
Yeah.
There you go.
Talk about it, my guy, Dr. Damarkus.
My favorite wrestlers growing up, I'm gonna hit y'all with old school because like my whole life, like I have different sets of wrestlers and why.
If you ain't ashamed, how old are you? I want to see
I'm
if we're
32. But
Okay.
everybody thinks I'm like 22.
Yep. So we're in the same bracket. We might be talking the same
That's
language.
that black don't crack right there.
Yeah. But growing up for me, my grandma Booney, we was a Southern family. She used to always say that. So like WCW was our thing, but Junkyard Dog was my first ever wrestler. Sting always gonna take the top.
Sting is coming.
Ron Simmons, Butch
Dang.
Reed, and then you got later on we got introduced to like the Japanese. So it's Jushin Thunder Liger, Great Muta. If you ever watch my wrestling style, you'll see like the charisma comes from Sting, and the Great Muta comes from like the mixed martial arts. I got Hayabusa. Certain people like that I like analyze my emulate my style after, but like now the top wrestlers that I can say that are my favorites gonna be Sting, Booker T, New Jack,
Booker T boy.
Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
and then I gotta go with a wrestler that y'all probably never ever heard of. Growing up for me would be Just Incredible, Lance Storm, and then this is like the ECW guys, and then
I think I heard of Lance Storm.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that too.
Okay.
Talk about it, Score.
Cool.
Which ones?
I'm WCW.
He like Rikishi.
I'm gonna start off with WCW. I started off with WCW.
Okay.
Then it went from that to the old WWE, WWF until before they changed.
I still don't call it WWE.
I still call it WWF too.
When I be asking my son, what are you watching, WWF? And he'd be like, huh?
With the L.
Oh, you know
I need that federation, boy. I need that federation.
Yeah.
But with WCW, of course, everybody says Sting. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw the immortal Hulk Hogan in there.
I'm gonna fight you after this.
And
I don't think you want.
Hulk Hogan.
I met Hulk Hogan one time.
Bill Goldberg, of course.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
Yeah.
I slept on that boy. Yeah, you right.
Let me see. There's the tag team, the Harlem Heat.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do that spinner Rooney.
Yeah.
Okay, WWF.
Oh.
It's gonna be a long one right here.
Oh Lord.
You know he gonna say Rock. King Scorpion, ScorpionKing.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Of course, The Rock, Stone Cold. I like this Stone Cold The Rock rivalry though. That was some good rivalries.
He known to spit on his hand and punch somebody.
Shawn Michaels, HBK.
Looks like Shawn Michaels got a fan base.
Yup.
Up in this building.
DX. D-Generation is, I gotta go back. NWO.
Oh, you went there.
NWO.
Man.
You went there.
Everybody love NWO. What about the Four Horsemen, man? That's
Hey, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Wheeling and Dealing.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. Of course, mine, man. I think everybody know. I think we might have addressed this offside the podcast before. Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yo, I can't figure you.
To a Slim Jim.
I hate you.
Cream rise to the top.
I hate you. Like twice.
Hey, my thing about Macho Man, like Macho Man was one of the few wrestlers that, like, I really believe that he didn't step out of character. Like, you know how
he went and order Wendy's like that.
Yeah, I think.
Get that 4-piece nugget. He was like DMX. Like he didn't step out.
Yeah, I think Macho Man. May he rest in peace. But I think I'm glad it didn't happen like it happened to who was it, Heath Ledger. Like he got so into his character with the Batman. Because Macho Man, I think I've heard that before for real. That he like be at home like, oh babe, how many steaks do you want? You know I want to have 2 steaks, babe, and I'll go ahead and have myself a glass of vodka on the side as well. Oh yeah.
I hate you.
Shoot, he probably be doing it in sex. She'd be like, is that your spot? You know it's my spot, baby. Oh yeah, turn that thing to the side and let me smack those cheeks. Oh yeah. This is not a Slim Jim.
Why is nobody getting this online right now? Like, I need this online. Like, somebody get this. I'm over here sitting here like, ain't nobody. I'm about to entertain him, but ain't nobody else gonna side me right now. Ain't nobody gonna side the wild child right now. I'm saying.
Shoot, but hold on, man. My just to bring it back to the serious tip. And I'm shocked I didn't hear this name. Scott Hall.
That's a
Razor,
cool ass dude.
Razor Ramon.
He would love to be in here.
Yeah.
I can't do that one, but when he used to be thumping that the toothpick and all that, Razor Ramon was my boy. He hit the fall away slam. Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kevin,
How y'all feel
when
about,
they was together and when they wasn't
how
together.
y'all feel about Mysterio?
Rey Mysterio.
I like Rey Mysterio. The only thing pissed me off about Rey
Random
Mysterio is I hated like what they did with his story, because when he was in WCW, he always had a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went through that period when he didn't have a mask.
Yeah.
Then when he went back to WWF, then he had his mask again, which is cool. I didn't have a problem with that. But then they had all this, we're going to take his mask off. And he was like, I've never been seen. I don't want to buy. I was like, I see you.
We seen you like about 3 weeks ago.
I hated that too.
Yeah.
I like Ray, but I don't have nothing against Ray. I was telling my fiance this because we watch old WCW Nitro on the WWE Network, and I was telling her, I said, a lot of people sleep on guys like a lot of people forget about Tuco Scorpio. He was a black guy that invented high risk maneuvers, and then people forget about Ultimo Dragon, Psychosis.
Psychosis was my dude.
Yeah.
Psychosis was my dude.
Ultimo was mine.
I used to play with Psychosis on the game, on the Nitro game, the WCW Thunder, the WCW Revenge.
Yeah,
man.
But they sleep. I mean, I don't have nothing against Rey Mysterio. I just feel like it comes a time where people gotta understand like if you're gonna pay homage to the lucha culture in the '90s,
right?
You gotta go all the way with it, because I mean, like I said, Ultimo Dragon. A lot of people don't know this, but Ultimo Dragon moved he was a failure in Japan, moved to Mexico and learned the Japanese culture. So he's the first person to intertwine and then shoot up there. So I mean, I respect Ray. Ray ain't the only one.
Exactly.
I got you.
Yes, and Psychosis, to me, Psychosis was one of the craziest ones doing all those flips and, all the high flying stuff.
First of
like,
all,
a lot
his
of people
name is Psychosis.
Yeah.
You know me crazy.
He was 6'1".
Yeah.
That's real though. I ain't know that.
I used to be like, what move is this?
You 6'1", you coming out the ropes like that? That's official.
He was the tallest cruiserweight. And then he went to prison though for stealing the car. So it's like,
Stealing shit ever, right?
Yeah,
not choking nobody out, stealing the car, right?
That might be that might be what we call Psychosis. That caused it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't remember how you just said Ray lost his mask too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Juventud and Psychosis, when they lost their mask, they couldn't bounce back like Ray did.
That was just done for pretty much.
Because you remember when he was in, when Psychosis and Juventud lost their mask,
I forgot about Juventud.
They couldn't go back to Mexico and make bread. They family disowned them.
Oh wow!
So they went. They
so that's taken very serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like when we go to Laredo. We had one incident. Y'all could see on Facebook. The luchador wanted us to take his mask off and beat him up. Mm-hmm. And I told him I respect the luchador culture. And they kept translating. We had to go through a whole 2-minute conversation. So he was like, just do it. We respect you. When they respect you, they'll let you do it. So in the interview, we do a promo where she's walking and he tried to grab her. Mm-hmm. So we beat him up and took his mask off. And then, matter of fact, last Sunday he asked for me to do it. A different luchador asked me to do it, to take his mask and walk around with it. But
I take it you've done this before. You've gone through with it, or it was just a request?
Sound like some thug shit.
No, bro, like in Laredo, at first they hated us. The fans love us.
Yeah.
But I want to keep it to the point where we're bad. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they end up buying our merchandising and then they wait to take our pictures. And I feel like people been killed behind taking luchador's mask by a fan. So I ain't gonna get shot.
That sounds like it's a bandana, pretty much. Right. like you took your flag off. But before we go further, too, another thing, you had something?
No, go ahead.
Another thing I had, because I'm finna run this one back around the board, too. We talked about our favorite wrestlers. This may be different, because, even though I'm a big Macho Man fan, I was like, dang, man, he's a super cool wrestler, but why is your move the elbow drop? Like, of all moves, that was your killer right there. So, who had that move? Like, what is the move? Not the wrestler, but what is the move that the best finisher move?
The leg drop by the Hulk Hogan.
With whoever listed this podcast, they know I hate Hogan.
Yo, he moving like he itching, bro. I don't even know what to tell you right now.
I'm wondering why he's shocked by the leg drop. That was another one that I was like,
Yeah, the leg drop was like,
But I ain't gonna lie, he did make it very dramatic. Yeah. Like it wasn't.
Muda invented the leg drop. Yeah. I'm just gonna say. All right, Doc, here. I like the fact that the leg drop, but Hogan's leg drop, he dropped with it. If you ever watch Great Muda actually shot in the air and made you believe he crushed your throat.
Shoot, I believe that, because at what period was he wrestling?
I don't want my throat crushed.
He was.
Was it 90s, 80s?
The 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, because even just like the Undertaker. Like if you see his tombstone now, if you've seen it how it used to be, I was more convinced in the 90s. I was like, oh, he dropped this motherfucker.
They changed.
They changed. He stopped it because he paralyzed.
Yeah, he was fucking people up for real.
Yeah, he was.
They had changed. They had
same
changed
thing.
it.
You remember back in the day, they used to do. I think the pile driver. Like you can't be doing that now. Now I've seen people do the little when they grab you by the underpants and just fall back. But I'm talking about that jumping pile driver.
Certain states banned it. New Jersey, you can't do it. I don't know if you get on YouTube, look up you ever seen the flipping pile driver?
Whoa,
I think so.
Yeah, I've taken that and I've done that to people. You know how you do the regular pile driver? I'm gonna do a front flip and you gonna hit the back flip, but you gonna land straight on your head.
Oh.
And remember at the Lucha show, they kept doing it. It's called a Canadian Destroyer. Oh boy, did it. We seen a Lucha chick. Like there's certain Lucha girls that need to come up here to Texas, but certain girls are scared of them. They got a girl.
Probably.
She does the flipping pile drive off the top rope. Now, understand is your head is between the legs.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Flipping with you, and if she don't like you, she'll let go of the grip.
Oh snap!
So
you just free falling. You free falling at one point.
Yeah.
Oh,
it take just like that for her in the match. If she feel like you make her look like
shit.
And it's time to go home. She gonna get it. And sometimes she'll just hit it like bop, 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 and she'll force you to do it because the way how she flips, you gonna flip with her.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
You ain't got no other alternative.
Exactly.
Damn, Sam.
Man,
I'm gonna stay on the streets and just street fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do.
I got a lot of shit to learn.
Man, my move, the everybody liked Goldberg for the spear, but mine was the jackhammer. That was the move that when I seen it, because I just like even not a special move, just like the hanging suplex, I like that better than just like a regular suplex. When you see him hold him for a second,
they be holding him over right here.
Hey, remember when he did that to the Big Show before the Big Show went to WWE?
Yeah.
Goldberg was the first person. He could do a vertical suplex.
Yeah.
Because the giant, he was giant.
Yeah,
He was 500 pounds, and
Yeah.
Goldberg was only 245. And if you look back, he had him for 10 seconds, and then he turned and flipped him.
Yeah,
I remember
Goldberg was that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Goldberg was that.
He coming back this year though.
He coming back. He coming out of retirement.
Yeah, he
The
coming
Undertaker coming out of
You see
retirement.
I wish
He
you
come
could see
for
my eyes
Kofi.
get big,
Goldberg come for Kofi Kingston, bro.
So Kurt Angle supposed to be retiring, but he coming back.
Yeah, he going to AEW.
Yeah.
check this out.
I really wasn't a fan of Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I couldn't stand. Actually, the first time I saw Kurt Angle, I saw him live, and it was like when I had went through that period where I didn't watch it for a long time,
Right.
and I was just there with somebody else, and I was like, I don't know who these people are anymore. And then he came out, and then I didn't know he was a big deal, and then there were people was like, you saw Kurt Angle? I was like,
What do you think about Brock though?
I like.
Oh, he supposed to be retiring too.
That's another move. The F5, that was going to be another one. Like that was a move that I used to be like, oh
He
shit.
broke over his neck off the Brock. Brock's good, but he's crazy.
The choke slam, that was another one for me.
MMA too.
Shoot, the choke slam, not the one when they hold your back and baby you down. When they actually hold you by the throat and there's no other hand behind you, and you know what I'm saying? That was the.
Yeah, because I got choke slammed by
zero.
He must just kept picking. He must was like those people on Tekken that they know one move.
Man, when I heard that backhand chop last night, I held my own tears.
Yeah.
No, you need it's a different style from the lucha chops.
Yeah.
Okay, look. So last year I had a match with a guy from Japan named Doki, and it's on Facebook.
You say Doki?
Yeah, Doki.
Can you spell that?
DUKI.
Okay.
So like in mixed martial arts, we have different styles.
Right, of course.
So I like to always call myself strong style. So they brought him in, and this dude is legit, like martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
We don't speak the same language. So in the match, if you watch the match, every time he chopped me, sound like a whip was getting hit. So for 4 days straight,
I'm gonna take a sip on that.
Yeah.
it looked like somebody cut me with a knife.
God dang.
So the first day it swelled. After the match, it's during the match it swelled up.
Right.
So the next day when I wake up, you have sleep. I jump in the shower and feel like a whole bunch of cats were scratching me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that water one no joke.
I'm not about to fuck you.
Yeah, and then in lucha, you can ask her when we got jumped at the battle royal. I had 10 luchadors choppers and
Talk about they blessed them in.
we bled from our chest. From them chopping.
And that was just the first match for them to be off.
Yeah, we had 2 matches that night.
Yeah, I'm done with y'all. So you can get that taped up and then you can get that taped up at all.
Then 3 days later,
because you're a thug. Because you're a thug. You're a thug. You can't get that taped up and be like, yeah, I'm hard. You know what I'm saying? I wrestle and get it taped up right after. You can't do that. Especially if you got initiated in. You can't do that yet.
So tell me yours, because we didn't finish that. What was your either your special move or just your favorite, like the one that you was like, it was the one that had you jumping off the couch as a young lad.
Yeah. I remember the first time I got to watch. He's dead now. Hayabusa from FMW. He was the first person to ever do a Phoenix Bird splash.
R.I.P. Man.
That's a backflip, and he does a backflip, but he turns and does a whole front flip. Then he lands on you.
Oh wow!
I feel like
I know the
move
move
myself right now.
Yeah, and then my fiance gonna laugh on this one. Ricochet 630 splash. That's 2 whole flips. Then he lands on you.
Oh shit!
Wait, you saying you can do that, or you just saying that's one of your favorite?
Yeah.
The move that I can do is the Phoenix Bird splash.
Oh wow!
But I can't. for some reason, like
Can you describe that? I'm sorry. Can you detail that real quick?
For those that's unaware, go ahead.
So you're my back's turned to you. Like if she's laying down, my back's turned to you, and I'll turn like this way and do a whole flip, and then my stomach lands on your chest.
So like, are they grabbing you? Are they touching you? Or are they not
you
touching
laying
you?
on the ground, and I'm just coming off the top.
Oh.
It's like you standing.
So they land like what's like horizontal or something like that, and you just flip on them, something like that.
I used to do like some of the stuff that I used to do a lot of flips, but
so you flexible as hell.
I popped my leg out. I popped my leg out during the kids show. Remember that? I did
Out of place?
I used to do the Houston Hangover.
Yeah.
But I would go way up and I would do the whole rotation of the flip,
Oh, wow.
and I land my leg drop will land on your throat. Well, the wrestler I got good distance.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to if I can do a frog splash from any part of the ring and hit you in the middle, you could be far.
You're a thug.
But this fool, he got scared and rolled. So when he rolled, my knee popped.
Oh, wow.
It was a free show for a whole bunch of kids. I wasn't even supposed to be wrestling. The kids saw me being a ref, and then they started saying that they wanted to see me wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the crazy thing. I'm a bad guy, but kids still love me. So when I did, I wasn't
You a
supposed
thug, but they love the thug.
yeah. But I did
Trick love kids.
I did the move. I landed, and I thought my knee popped. So it's nothing but kids. And then they wouldn't even give me pizza. The little kids eat pizza. So when I landed,
You know Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
They ain't them hoes for that. They ain't
I thought my
Chuck E.
knee
Cheese.
popped out. So I started yelling out, "Fuck!"
Yes, mess.
Wow.
Wait.
What's yours?
Do you have a move? Like, do you have? No?
Yeah, you do. You choke them, and then you kick them.
Oh, you tell
Oh,
me.
well, yeah.
You
But
put
that's
it-
like, as a, like, for me,
Favorite.
I have a favorite.
She'll slap the hell out you if we hold you, and she'll tell you.
Do you want one? Like, are you gonna transition
I
into something like
plan
that?
onto it. Like, I plan on doing it eventually.
Okay.
But as of right now, it's kind of a learning basic thing.
Okay. Now, here, I know you said you're in the basic stage today. Are you gonna go like, hey, I'm gonna do basic and then I'm gonna create my own move, or I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do my basics and then I'm gonna attach this move, this finishing move, to what I learned already?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far.
Take your time.
But
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
like,
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I think about it.
Yeah, definitely think about
What
that.
was yours? What got you going? Which one made you jump off the couch and start hollering in the living room and make your mama say, "Sit your ass down"?
I bet you it was the stone.
It was, bro. Yo, like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm that motherfucker, though. Like, when Stone Cold.
You was pouring out a
hit you
Fanta in the
your
living room?
shit, I'm like, and I knew it was coming. My eyes got big in the motherfucker. I knew that shit was
Got right
coming.
from the
Boy, I was like, here it comes. I was already rising. As soon as he kicked it, I was like, oh. And he just did it. Oh, boy. I was fingering up, like, everything. I'm fingering up everything. I'm like 12 and fingering up shit. Like, I ain't even care. Why is it so loud? Mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to turn the bit down.
I used to practice that sweet chin music.
Oh boy,
I got trouble for that.
Yeah.
Sweet chin music.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, twice as a grown ass man and as a child, we had a they gonna get mad, but they can't get me. This happened a couple years ago. So first time I was getting bullied by a kid in school.
Yeah.
You remember Shawn Michaels so slick he could walk off and he go
Yeah.
to your face.
Yeah.
The boy was in the chair.
Yeah.
And the desk, not sweet chin music. And I started whooping his ass. And then I ain't gonna say my kinfolk name, but when they hear this, they gonna call and laugh. We was at a bar, and the boy and them, we had beef with him.
Yeah.
And kinfolk, like, they be like, what you call it? It was funny because we get like, it was like, nigga, one day, you need to crack some shit off, and you got sweet chin music in there. You know, too sweet shit. So we had beef with these cats, but they didn't want to fight. Yeah.
I like it.
So we would.
I feel like I would beat somebody out. I need to say
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give a shout out, D-Lo. Like, the day you sweet chin music, nigga, I'm a moonwalk like this.
But did he do it though?
I sweet chin music, the dude, and we just start tearing shit up.
I was gonna say,
Y'all didn't even get to the moonwalk. Y'all didn't even get to the moonwalk. Y'all just fucked shit
Yeah,
up. Okay.
But at the end, the next day, while we sit there at the house, he's sitting on the. This is when I had the apartment. He's sitting on the couch, and I got the gas. In the coat.
Yeah.
So the song.
I love McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the dudes on the ice cream truck? He danced like this.
Yeah.
So he said, "I told you, motherfucker, ass, kick that nigga." And I just want to see that one time.
So wait. Did you get your moonwalk though or not?
No, he was supposed to moonwalk after I
No,
kicked
I'm
him.
saying like even to this day, did you get your moonwalk?
Hell no. We
So
just
he owe you a moonwalk. Man. That's how I feel. I feel like he owe you a moonwalk.
the whole night. He was sitting there. He was looking at it. He was like, damn. And then so everybody was like, well, why you did this? He was like, man, as soon as you see, he was like, at first, I didn't think wrestling could work in a real fight.
Hey, that's real though. That's a real statement though. That's real. short nigga kicked this dude in the head.
Yeah.
He was like, damn.
Yeah.
He said, I forgot about all the shit I asked. I was going to do that.
He said, I forgot about the whole bet. Like,
Yeah.
Hey.
So after that, it was funny because we would go somewhere and somebody would talk stuff and he would do the NWO Too Sweet.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, super kick. And then he'd be like, so he was like, no, right now. And then we used to go to work. And then he was like, man, I know you ain't talking shit. Kidfo, come here. Too sweet. And he went, no, super kick real quick. So like,
Hey, I'm mad you got super kick on spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got super kick on
Any
call.
given-
It's a super kick on call. I need that.
Look.
Hey, we need to exchange numbers. So, I'm gonna call you.
Look,
Like,
he'll
hey,
do
yo,
it at the
hey,
club.
yo, hey,
It ain't just for in the ring.
Hey, I'm gonna need you here with 2 sweet.
he gonna laugh.
You trying to get high? No, I'm gonna need you here with 2 sweet.
Like he gonna hit the
Two
super
sweets.
kick at
You know what I'm
Applebee's.
saying? Why you play? Bro, I'm about to 2 sweets.
Well, I tell you what.
2 sweets, bro. Trying to play.
I'm finna, as we always do, switch up the tempo. And
Right now.
as you did bring it up. Well, Wildchild brought it to our
Wait, hold on.
attention.
I feel like everybody should take a drink of 500 vodka before we switch it up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah. Everybody get them cups right.
Cups up. I'm just gonna throw one out here.
We ain't gotta shut it down.
Stay random. Stay random.
But I'm gonna ask you this because you brought this up. You know, we do want to shed light on it's mental awareness month
Man,
right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We all go through things, and we on the last episode we talked about what's our vices, what do we do
Yeah, we did.
when we what I'm saying. But just to expand on that, I got a little question here that I want to run across the board real quick.
I'll answer first too. So I brought it up.
Yeah, since you brought it up, I'm gonna shoot it your way real quick. Now, I was sitting here thinking about different things that make folks not necessarily go crazy, but things we all deal with, and this came to me because we all been here. I've been guilty of this myself. But tell me this: how do you feel about holding grudges? Do you consider yourself one of those people? And if you are, I want to know what's the longest that you've been mad at somebody. You don't. It ain't just that you don't fuck with this person no more. It's like if you see them, it's still a problem. It was a problem then, and it's still a problem now.
You know what, though? I'm actually not with holding grudges, though. Like, that's because I'm with Penny, but I'm not with holding grudges. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's no way that I'm like, if you ain't gonna live your best life, just go ahead and live your best life. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't feel like I have a grudge against anybody at this point in my life. I don't feel like I need to have a grudge with anybody at this point.
But have you in the past been that petty? Like, has there been, even if it date back to high school, have there been somebody that did something that you was just like, I don't fuck with you and I ain't gonna never fuck with you because of whatever it may have been?
I think it's I don't give a shit. I think I really do have I don't give a shit mentality.
Yeah.
Like, I've had people do me wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? I have people do me wrong in certain aspects of life, you know what I'm saying? And I really just at this point, I'm like, hey, if whatever you did to me wrong, that makes you happy and or right, or whatever the case may be.
You just be off of it. I'm off of it.
Cool. Karma's a bitch. Whatever's gonna happen, gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just know at the end of the day, my energy and my vibes gonna change.
Because you know what? Even that, it may sound like it's not a big deal.
Right.
But it that is something that people hold. And it might have been some shit from years ago that or sometimes people don't even know what is the problem. I don't know what is the problem.
And I've had people that are you know what, they're over it, but they still treat people a certain way.
Yeah.
Like that same person, so I'll be over it.
They're like, I'm off of it, but the energy is still there.
But that exact same energy when they see you and
it's still there.
It's still that type of vibe. And I don't deal with that. Like if I say I'm over it, I'm literally over it. Like we can move on.
Yeah, exactly.
I can have a whole conversation with you. Like, hey, how's your day? How's it going? How's your mom? How's your wife? Whatever. How's your husband? Whatever it is. I don't even care. I don't care.
I just realized what you said. I thought you said hide your wife, hide your kid. Okay.
How? I was like, you over there being extra, bro. Like, you being like that?
That's that 500 vibe.
Yeah, it's talking to me.
I feel like you need another cup though.
Yeah, I'm finna. I've been I pour up heavy, but yeah, I'm finna pour up again. But the only. Yeah, that too.
I ain't shouldn't go shit.
I might take it. I'm normally known for taking it to Tinkle City. I'm known for leaving the posing a question and running right out the room.
So what he'll do, he'll pose a question on me because he know I'll elaborate. So then
and I just run out the room.
I thought he was about to talk about he just be pissing on himself right now.
It's not this kind of podcast.
Not even close.
I'm sure they have a tinkle podcast out there somewhere.
And then I'll elaborate, and then I'll try to elaborate all the way around.
Until I return.
By the time he comes back.
Hey, like I tell everybody, whatever make you comfortable, do it. Just don't try to do anything for me.
Yeah, there you go. Keep it over there.
We're going to get Jug a diaper, y'all, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you know what?
We need to go from the account for a Jug diaper.
They always say you can depend on me. And make sure to underline the word depend. Three underlines. But shoot, mine, I ain't gonna lie, to be honest, I'm kind of like, I'm with Wildchild. Like, when something happened, there are people that, I do not fuck with them. Like, I'm like, after what we went through, I don't fuck with you. But if I just saw you at Walmart, I might be like, what's up? But I ain't gonna be like, I'm trying to kick it, let's exchange numbers again. I might see you. Or there are people that, we don't talk, period. But I'm not at home, pacing the room. I remember back in 1996, this son of a bitch stole my crayons. I'm not that guy. But, we did address this on a prior episode. The time I said I got robbed.
Yeah, I remember that.
I did run into that gentleman years later, and I did it. Scorp was driving the car, and I said, pull this motherfucker over. It's finna go down in this bitch. Luckily, he did continue driving, and he just said, that was a long time ago. Let's keep. So I know it's in me. I ain't that way, but I know it's. Yeah.
He robbed you.
Yeah, and it was somebody I know that I went to school with. So there have been times. Yeah, there have been times that I just seen him in traffic, and I was
ask you.
sweet chin music.
Bro, we ain't gonna ask you. You can probably put somebody in the suplex. We ain't gonna ask you. Wait, hold on. 2 sweets. He
gonna pick you back up and do it again.
I'll say this on that situation that happened to me. If you ever listen to the Scorpion album by Drake, he has a song called Mob Ties.
Oh yes.
Like I say, you can't do it. No, I'm playing around with that.
But shoot, I am gonna, as we always do. There's always a point here lately that we have this thing called story time.
Ooh. Wait, are you doing story time?
Yes, I'm about to host a little story time real quick.
Because everybody got to ask questions.
Let me get another cup because I don't.
Yeah, let everybody answer the question before you do your little story.
Hold on, this is gonna be short. I just gotta get this out of my system. Cause sometimes when I tell a story, I start living it again, and I'm already getting pissed off.
Exactly why I said, let me get another cup.
And let everybody else do their speaking before you do your story.
Please, bro.
You might have a flashback over there.
I'm having one.
And one time at band camp.
He already done started in his head.
Yeah, right. You see his face. He all excited and shit.
My fist balled up.
We talking about grudges every time.
You know what? I'm gonna pass it on to Scorp.
Yeah.
He already done started.
Go ahead and take it. Are you that person, or do you just move on?
Scorp look like he old grudges.
Or is it certain, depending on what it is?
Like I said before, man, I don't lose no sleep over nobody. If some go down, it just go down.
Yeah.
Cause I'm the type of person, if you have some grudges against me, oh well, I don't care. I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna make my moves, do what I do, make my bread, however you feel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, whereas if I see you, I'm gonna speak to you. Mm-hmm. You don't speak back, oh well, I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. That's on you.
Side note, I ain't gonna lie, I do document it. If I see people and I be like, hey, what's up? And they don't say nothing, I document it. And when I see you again,
I don't document it.
I don't say
just keep on moving.
I just keep walking. Kind of because I don't like that feeling of what's up?
I'm not about to waste my what's up on your ass.
I be like, what's up?
That's how I feel. I'm not wasting my what's up.
I wait till they speak.
Because at the end of the day, I see
I just document.
At the end of the day, why would you hold grudges on somebody for a very long time and stuff like that?
Till you hear this story that I'm finna say.
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, you just holding grudges for a very long time about this particular person, then you know that.
So if you do have a problem, do you quit fucking with them? You just be like, I ain't got no problem with you, but I just ain't gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, I do that. At the end of the day, like everybody said, life's too short to be trying to hold grudges, man.
I promise. And I, you know, to my defense too, I do have people that like I quit fucking with, and then once we had a conversation, it wasn't even that no more. I'm like, you know what? Like what I said, you know, being robbed, we can't be like, now we're back cool, because I'm still like holding my cell phone tight, tapping my booty, making sure I feel a wallet.
I'm gonna say tapping your booty. I was all the way.
Wait a minute.
Questionable until you said wallet, bro.
You know, you stand up and you hit the.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're good.
That would be good.
But talk about it, my guy.
Now, right now in my life, I'll say it like this, because I got certain people that don't like fuck with me. But I cut off like
you said that though.
All my ties I cut off, and then I surround myself with like the people I love. So like wrestling wise, I know there's certain cats that got like grudges with me, and they ain't shit. And
outside of wrestling, like real.
I mean, outside, like on my personal life, everybody got enemies. I mean, because you gotta understand this. So I'll state this like
everybody ain't gonna like everything.
Yeah, that's right. To be in, I say coming up from the ghetto or even a hood, or just even being a black or white or Mexican person, if you come out and you trying to do something with your life, you gonna have motherfuckers hating on you. But then if you was broke and poor, ain't nobody gonna hate on you. Like right now,
you the cool kid.
Yeah, we can step outside right now, and there's somebody right now that's hearing that you got a podcast going on. They gotta find some kind of reason, but you don't even know who the fuck they was.
That's a problem.
And you mad about it. So like
your podcast, okay? You don't even
so
what you mean?
With me, like
you know what they say. Watch that little word too. You know when people be like, "I heard you got your little podcast."
Yeah.
I heard you've been doing I heard you've been doing your little wrestling thing. Like people minimize what you do just so you can already give them the side eye. Like I heard you do your little wrestling. Like it's not what you mean little.
Yeah.
Little podcast, little wrestling. It ain't nothing little.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's why certain people I add on my Facebook, because I remember at one time a lot of people used to clown. So if outside of wrestling, inside of wrestling, people got grudges and they just find type of ways. Right now, I'm dealing with it. Well, I ain't even dealing with the issue. Like I tell everybody, your envy encourages me.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna say his name on here. You know who you is because you gonna listen to this. So
you son of a bitch.
Yeah. He ain't even in that vocabulary, but
he irrelevant.
But my thing is like it took me a long time to get where I'm at. Mm-hmm. So when somebody's speaking of me and in my group and on my success, I'm gonna say like I said before, we out here grinding. Because
we out here grinding.
Yeah, I got certain mentors that even certain guys in the wrestling game that I look up to. I'll give a shout out to Chris Marvel, Bryson Scott, Steve DeMarco, Dunbar and Josh. And everybody, and you know, Iggy and Madison CJ. But as to the other people that don't like seeing, and those group of names I just named, there's certain people that like to be like, oh, well, they doing this because they got it like that. It's not like that. You gotta, all those people I named, they be in their own lane, and they don't say nothing about nobody else. And if they joke with you, that means they want you to get more and get further ahead. And I see them, and shout out to Big Brother Iron Man, RJ and Ruben Steele, because those are my two brothers too. But as for they tell me all the time, when we wasn't nothing, it was cool to shit on us. And then now we are something, and they was some of the other cats are like ahead of us in the game, and they had leeway on to getting where,
and they still looking back
to the next stage.
Yeah, but then when it comes out to guys like
how you hating backwards?
Yeah,
right.
When you see guys like the hybrid bruisers and the hybrid wrestling school like doing big things, I'm not part of it, but I'm the type of person like my grandfather raised me to congratulate everybody. Oh, yeah. And so you can tell the difference between when somebody's like, "Damn, do your thing, bro." Like
I promise, I salute people.
Yeah,
I don't care if you do what I do. I know people who they was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start a podcast now." I'm like, but I'm like, you know what? Salute. Yeah. I hope it does well. People be hitting me up. Hey, how you do this? I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna be like, don't worry about it, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might ask you how you get into wrestling, and you might give them info.
He's told us that even people ain't on the type of levels that we on in regards to like sound, iHeart, you know what I'm saying, Spotify, any of that nature. He still salutes, Judge still salutes. So we definitely get that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's not saying that it's a bad thing, but we're just saying that we have been there. We've been through those trenches. We have found a way to get there. You know what I'm saying? But we still salute anybody that's trying to get there.
You got to.
For sure.
I keep it such a buck that as soon as when we first started, I told him, I was like, if you even get to the point you're like, hey, I just want to start my own thing, I still would be like, I'll show you what I did so you can do that. So you don't, I ain't gonna be like, looks like you're fucked. You know what I'm saying?
FYI, you should put a hashtag such a book.
Yeah.
I just call that shit.
I mean, that's how we see it too. Like I was saying, like when it comes every day on my Facebook, I'm always saluting other wrestlers that came up in the game and other wrestlers that's doing their thing. And I had a conversation with the young cats in the wrestling business, and they were like, "Why is it that you're the only person that like every other day you take everybody's pictures and you're like, man, shout out to this person, take stop sleeping on."
And they just seem to skip certain people on purpose, or that forget
but
certain names.
Yeah, and the little kid was like, "Bro, you know that you've done that. You posted how good of a wrestler I am twice." And I told him, I said, and I was like, he was like, "Don't you get hate for it?" I said, "The people that's gonna hate me for showing love to somebody else is the motherfuckers that's mad that I ain't put them on.
You gonna fight me? You gonna fight me? Hate me or fight me?
So
That big one.
you can tell the difference. Like me personally, people can tell the difference from where I'm congratulating you and I'm pushing you to see where you're going. And like today, I had put a post on to Chris Marvel. I had put it where everybody can see where I say you deserve a lifetime achievement. He's under the age of 40 years old and doing. And his school's only been around for going on since 2016, and this man is like kicking down the door. I'm talking about like every student that he's had graduated has made it, and he's only did it in this little amount of time.
Don't you feel like this too? Like this how I ain't got I'm not salty at all. I don't even care if somebody asks me like, how do you do it, and then I tell them what to do, and then they pass me, and they're like, oh, I've got 1 million downloads.
But it makes you feel good though. At the end of the day,
I ain't even gonna be like, damn, I should have told him shit. I'm gonna still be like, cool, good, I'm glad.
Timing is,
apparently something I told you worked, and you took it further, even, Yeah,
timing is everything. But I also feel like we just like every weekend people see me and them rocking. We besides doing pro wrestling, we got a homeboy. He does drag. Then we got certain homeboys that do MMA. So we got like right now. I got a group of rappers on a group chat on Facebook that we gonna do something in July. So like we're everywhere, but my whole thing is that we like to make it where we don't party, and like I always tell them, we're gonna celebrate success. And at the end of the day, that's what this three little team is made of. Is like we're gonna show love to everybody, but soon as you can be part of the group, but like you'll never hear us speak bad about nobody else. But if we hear like, oh, but he said this and that, you got 3-time trial with us. If you speaking bad about it, you can't be in the group, because like what her thing was, she's not going to be in wrestling forever. And I told her, her thing is when you come over here with me, I want to make it where you
got to be on the what's next.
Yeah,
got to be on the what's after.
She's already been in the magazine, and she's going to work on her next photo shoot, and then we got more photo shoots. And it's never to the point with me now. It's like, oh, you owe me because I did this. No, at the end of the day, we grow together. Me and her, she can leave right now and go be with a modeling group and do something big. At the end of the day,
and you still ain't gonna be like, damn.
No, at the end of the day, it's if I see my sister shining, like my wife with the photography, if they end up making it big and stuff like that, we still gonna be family. But it's good because all of us is gone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's how you gotta do it. And look, man, y'all know I definitely do it.
Uh-oh. He done put, look, do we need our choir robes?
You might want to sing a hymn or something.
Yeah.
We don't believe in church, we say ten. No, I'm joking.
I'm joking. Hey, whatever you believe in is my
No, we believe in God, Jesus Christ. We play.
I was like, whatever you believe in. But like, man, exactly what you just expressed, man, is exactly where our direction is as a podcast, man. It's everything that needs to be entangled, double helix or whatever you want to call it. It's everything that we're standing for. And we early appreciation of you guys coming to the show. You listen to your mic.
No, thank y'all, bro. This is the loudest one.
There we go.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough out here, and we all need to create the foundation of togetherness to stand. You know what I'm saying, with one another. Because you're not gonna have any big person trying to reach down. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a whole bunch of small people that can get together to build a foundation to build up on. So the long story short is, man, that's what you just said in regards to what you have going on is a foundation that you're building already for the wrestling corporation, just starting in San Antonio, whatever else you got going on. As far as said, like the pictures with your sister here and everything, they will stand up. They will stand up. So it won't be nothing that will not be successful because the foundation is solid.
That's why I like the conversations we have, because we talk to people that it's like, oh, that's a whole thing, and it's not like a little thing, it's like a big thing. But sometimes people overlook something. They're like, oh, I didn't know it was even like a thing here in San Antonio, or a thing this wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And it don't.
And I'm even piggyback it. Well, if you want to go live, I'll wait on my piggyback.
Yeah,
my piggyback gonna be super efficient.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say, because everybody knew about y'all coming, like also too, like all the shows. Yeah. So they was. It's just like I said, tell everybody, like, this is a blessing to earn, because like a year ago in 2016, like I went through a trial. So like last year at this time, I was fighting for my life. They were trying to send me back.
Wow.
Off of me defending myself, and I remember like I tell her, like, I have times, bro, where I cry in the mirror. Like even having the blessing of her and her too, and looking around at my whole squad, because like just being on y'all show today, this is like all a blessing. But I also believe that everybody just want to go on Facebook Live. I'm gonna put your business out because y'all wasn't doing that first. But it's a blessing to see, like I believe that. God had to wait to mature me up to give me what to get to earn the blessings that I have. Because I remember, like, I'll say this too.
We can have church in here right now.
Yeah, I was sitting in a cell, bro, 30 days solitary confinement, and I thought in my life that I was doing everything positive. Yeah. And then when I look back on it, because they came back and brought a case back on me, and like I told everybody on Facebook, they kept engaging me. But now to look these past 2 years, from 2017 to all the way to 2019, to look at it now and be like damn, like my mama rocking with me for the first time on my wrestling. My whole family look at me. My fiance, there's days where we done had it where I'll be like, man, I just want to give up because there's certain things going on in this business, and it's like, no, let's go ahead and get it. But one time her sister got on to me when we had that situation at that one company, and they was like, you can't watch wrestling if you quit. And 10 minutes later, like, we got it. But like, just to be around some brothers like y'all in this group shows me that God pointed me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed, and I'm just thankful that y'all here allowing us to come on here. Now look, everybody growing on there.
You know what? I'm gonna double back off what he's saying too. One thing I always salute to is conversation. Like, I ain't gonna give out no personal details as to where, but at his place of work, like we cross paths, and it's so many times that people don't network. Whatever you're doing, if you're wrestling, podcasting, if you have a restaurant, if you have a clothing line or whatever, if you don't talk about it, even not just to your friends, just sometimes, like, we just met in passing. Yeah. Like, he just approached me and was like, hey, you look like that dude off Black Panther, and we just and that was it.
Oh, the dude, go ahead. You know
the one that played on us.
Yeah. But look, I didn't have my dreads braided. I had them out and curved over
like
to
that dude.
For real? So
the one off of Get Out.
Oh yeah.
Get Out, like a whole ass nigga. Yeah.
No, because he
but that's all, like, and we weren't talking.
He looked like the other dude.
Yeah.
The one else like,
yeah.
Like that.
I'm done.
And the thing about it,
foolish as hell, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it was.
Look,
as much as I dish out, I gotta have some kind of tough skin. So when he said it, I kind of laughed too. And then we just was talking. We weren't even talking about what I do, what you do. We just was talking. And then as I was finna leave, I was like, yeah, because I got this podcast. And he was like, oh, I do a lot of stuff myself. And then I'm like, oh, why are we talking about movies and who look like who? I'm like, we need to have a different type of conversation. So, I feel like a lot of good conversations just go missed. Because you just you might just go somewhere and chuckle with somebody and laugh and just walk off, and then you didn't know, like, that was a connection. It may not take you to Bill Gates or Puff Daddy.
Aura, though. You had an aura about you. When you came in, like, not to like
talk about this.
Not to like you ever man, it was a book we had. What was that book I had? It said you can see people's auras.
I believe that.
He had that Rick James aura.
Oh,
Not the good Rick James. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So like he had the aura. He had the aura to me that like I kept walking past him.
They say they have. I got that show enough aura from the Last
but
Dragon.
But you had
I
something
glowing.
like it was like this. He's somebody.
My soul glow.
And when you would walk, he would walk by and like you had your son, and it to me like I saw that like he had a glow. Like man, I'm doing positive because when me and him were talking, we were talking about the how us was bringing out the true. It made me, even though it was a horror movie, it made me proud because of the fact that we had a horror movie that didn't show nobody on crack, didn't show nobody on drugs, and showed a family. You know what I'm saying?
There was majority black cats.
Yeah. I mean,
main cast was a black cat.
the only thing that made me mad is that there were spots in the movie where I'm gonna mess up.
Spoiler alert. Go ahead and talk about it.
There's parts in the movies where that was funny, but when you see it starting off, it's like I don't know if I had told you this, but like me personally, I get tired of seeing Tyler Perry movies where they got to see the black person struggling.
They got to see Medea and
I want to see a movie where
crawl before the wall instead of just walking.
Yeah, I want to see a movie where like when old boy is in there, he's singing, and then he saw I Got Five on it, which we use as our theme music. But
I like that.
When he was telling them like showing them the hip hop and all that, but you never saw them. There's two different black people. If you got offended saying that they was too white, that means that your ass is ignorant, and you still. Now if you are the black person that was like, damn, I love that. I want my kids to have that and never touch the hood. Then that's something good. But that movie to me personally was it showed us that like there is to be real. You can be successful and still do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to fulfill any stereotype, like, and that go for anybody of any race, like, or it's like even personality wise, sometimes people feel like I gotta do this because they, this is what they think I'm gonna do, or this is what they expect. Maybe even as a wrestler, you might, there might be people be like, oh, he's gonna do that thing. That might entice you, be like, I ain't gonna do it. Like, I ain't gonna just do what you think I'm gonna do. Like, I like the unpredictableness. I like the, to be like, oh, I didn't see this coming. Like, we gotta embrace that. We can't just be like, oh yeah, hood stuff, whatever, there's a whole nother side of the token. So I did appreciate that, that movie as well. We talked about it before, but what I am, just to get back to story time.
Oh, fuck.
And I was happy at first till I thought about story time. Now I'm getting back pissed off.
I'm gonna sit back.
But tell a good story. Don't be.
His stories are never good. Trust me.
Look, man. Is it what you getting your ass when you was a kid?
Trust me.
No, it's even.
First of all, what I've gathered right now in regards to his story time, he was an ass whooper.
Yeah.
He was the ass whooper.
Yeah, I was
And 9 times out of 10, I'm part of these stories.
So y'all grew up together?
Yeah.
Them two.
Yeah.
I was
From the side.
Yeah, we foreigners. We came out here from
But I have one more question for you after this story.
All right, cool. Don't forget it. Hold it tight.
Is it one of the 90-minute stories?
No.
Don't do the black people pause with. And then when they came through the house,
it's about to be a whole episode of Seinfeld.
Everybody turn to the Book of Psalms. I won't be before you long.
First of all, you can't even say that. And Psalms is a long motherfucking chapter. You can't say that. First of all, we ain't gonna read like that.
Well, maybe we could go to Proverbs. I don't know if it's that long ago.
Proverbs is long as fuck.
Yeah, you can't say cuss. You can't cuss behind that word.
Jesus know my heart.
Yeah.
No, you remember when Bernie Mac was at the social awards and he said, "God's good." Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he got scared.
He didn't realize what he said.
Yeah, he did.
We're gonna put
We're
gonna put olive oil on everybody's forehead after this. But
So we similar niggas right now.
yes.
Bro, that's what I call it. I'm like, you about to similar niggas?
Rafiki, we about to hit that Rafiki.
Alright, you go.
No,
sorry, go ahead.
And I always ask a question before I tell the story. So my question, prior to me telling the story, y'all tell me if I should let this one go or if I should still hold this one.
That's why he has a grudge.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because sometimes I need validation. So I had thought about this the other day, and I had balled my fist up in the kitchen while I was making a peanut butter jelly sandwich. And then I said I might be still mad about this. Now this how you know I should let it go. This happened in 2008.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be lying to you. I'm telling you right now.
Let it go.
Let that shit go.
Let it go.
Let that fucking shit go, bro.
Why he was making the sandwich? Did the bread get crusty? Why you was mad?
I just started pacing. I put it on Ghetto Boys and mine's playing tricks on me and start walking back and forth.
I got a second question. You got some milk?
Yeah.
You gotta have them. Gotta have
Wholesome on 1%.
That's an important question, bro. That's an important question.
So
All right, talk about it.
normally I don't say my establishment of where I was working, but I no longer am a part of this facility. I was working at Walmart. There was with cheese. And if I said this before, y'all stop me or we'll edit this out. But I gotta say this because I found myself balling my fists up.
Go ahead, I'm drinking, bro.
So when I was working at Walmart, there was this gentleman that was my colleague. We was in the meat department, and we would be in the meat cooler and talking our shit while we preparing to stock the meat wall. I don't want to talk about meat too much here, but my goodness. But I had an experience at the strip club. I went to the strip club, and the next day I went to work. And you know how people be like, "How was your weekend?" or whatever. So I was telling them what things I saw in there.
What did you see?
And there was people falling from the ceiling. There was people rubbing themselves down.
Stars? Do they like shooting stars?
They were rubbing themselves down with blue magic and.
I'm done already.
I'm already done.
I'm done already.
We gonna talk about after.
Yeah, we'll talk about this after.
Yeah, with me now.
That's another story.
That's a whole nother.
But I figured since it was men talking about a strip club, I didn't think this was an abnormal conversation.
Right.
So I was just like, hey, last night I was at the strip club. I saw XXY, this
And
is what.
Z. You saw the Z too.
Yeah, and the Z. And after that, it was like maybe an hour later, I was called to the office for talking offensive language.
Oh, somebody was ear hustling. You had an ear hustling on that motherfucker. Okay.
The guy I was talking to was a close friend of mine, or not close, but it was my he was my coworker, and we talked. I don't have a person that walks behind me and say beep, so I normally just say what the fuck I want to say, and that's what happened. I said that. I got called in the back room. They was like, hey, if this happened again, we're gonna have to write you up.
Oh, he a real ho-ho.
So when I came back, I took the blame myself. I just said maybe I was in, because I say a lot of shit, so I didn't even think it was that. And they didn't even say what I said. They just said somebody overheard you saying things, and they didn't like what you said, and they was offended.
And this fucked up your peanut butter jelly sandwich? For real though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, listen, Mississippi, Texas.
This was in Texas.
I think I heard this story.
Yeah, I think we talked about it outside the podcast. But so I went back and I told him. I didn't know. I'm gonna tell y'all in advance.
Yeah,
this the man told on me.
Oh, so you already know who the snitch is?
I didn't know this.
Oh, no, you didn't know.
When I
Okay,
came back, I told him, I was like, yeah, man, they called me in the back. And they told me that somebody was offended by how I talk. He was like, yeah, you know how people are. You better watch that. He was like...
Let me pause you.
Smile in your face. Ooh, you know you're gonna taste the next step.
Exactly.
Go ahead, bro. Keep going.
So I get back and I'm telling him like, yo, they almost wrote me up. Mm-hmm. And he was like, just watch it and stuff like that.
Cross your T's, dot your I's where you need to be.
And I was like, yeah,
ho out here. I don't like him.
I wasn't even mad at first. I was just like, me, I be saying all kind of shit. I probably said something in the break room. A lot of older people.
Right.
Those people that be at the door and stuff.
You talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Boy.
So
we say some shit, don't we?
Sometimes you got to take the blame yourself before you blame somebody else. So I was like, I might want to watch.
You fucked up. I got you.
So I just said, I'm going to watch how I talk. And I was talking to somebody else, and they was like, hey, you better watch that dude. They was like, because he was telling us that he's offended by you.
Oh, somebody gave you the scoop.
Yeah,
but
I heard this
is when I was naive. Of course, I know better than this now. I was like, no, not him. That's my dude. That's my boy.
That's my guy. My
like,
grand and $100,000, boy. That's my $100,000 right there.
10 years later, I can't make a sandwich after him.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't make a peanut butter jelly sandwich in front of this nigga now.
This is another story that it'll get too long if I tell this, but I was infatuated with samurais, so I used to go and get the seafood knives, and I used to make kung fu videos when it was slow.
I'm all the way done with you.
I would set my phone up, and I started getting all the seafood knives, and start swirling them around and stuff.
So you still talking about some knives?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I'm done with you, bro. Keep talking. Though.
He was aware of this, and I was uploading them to MySpace at that time. I was called to the back, and a manager told me that we've been looking on MySpace and we see you made a samurai video.
So you out here kung fuing niggas in the warehouse or some shit.
One of the
He's
videos.
in the cooler shop.
Right, you know what I'm saying? One of us say, hey, get this real quick. You know what I'm saying? You a whole out here.
One of the
You ain't shit
videos.
either, bro. We ain't gonna tell you ain't shit either, Judge. First of all, let's go ahead and gather that information. You ain't shit.
I'm gonna take mine.
All right, cool.
And I was pretty good at swirling all these knives.
Yo, you still got the videos?
I had to pull them down because they were.
Man, you ain't shit either. Because we should have put them on goddamn YouTube.
Management had me. It wasn't popping like it is now, but I was late to the party.
All right, cool.
But I pulled them down from MySpace, and then they asked me because there was one video where I threw a knife and I like cut myself, and I still uploaded it, and I was bleeding all over the place. And
I'm done with you, bro. Manager should have fired your ass.
And they said,
I ain't gonna lie, I would have fired you.
They said that's not a good look for Walmart when you got blood.
It ain't a good look for Walmart at all, bro. I would have fired you straight up.
It's just like on Facebook, you be seeing them people that fall and they still upload it, and I'm like, why you put that up there? But I did that back in the day. But
you ain't shit. First of all,
that's another one. But so one day was, they addressed me about that, and I was like, how they get the link and all that shit? Like they knew how to find it, where it was at, what other sites it was
Boy,
on.
you had an AKA I'm a tell nigga behind you, bro. Like, every time you did something.
How much you don't get paid at Walmart for him to do this shit?
About 10. I'm about to say about 10.75.
Y'all get paid $25 an hour.
For real.
It wasn't shit. It was like $10.
I don't even know why you snitched on me on 10.75 right now. You ain't gonna lie to me. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
So this where it got interesting.
He a whole ass nigga, by the way. We gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we gotta say it. I don't remember his last name, but his name is Renee. But I didn't like his name either because he pissed me off about that.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like him either. That's because that's man or woman, bro. We gonna have to fight that nigga. We gonna have to fight that nigga all muscle.
But anyway, the dude, after we got through, after they addressed me about the samurai movies and I pulled them down. And
First of all, why you trying to be Samurai Jack out here, bro? I ain't even fucking with you, bro.
But you know, white robe.
I don't even know why he trying to be Samurai Jack. Nigga saw some knives and was like, ooh. Like, that's it. Now I see it.
Look,
ooh.
It got slow. It was slow and everything was stopped.
How many videos did you make?
I'm just guessing now. I don't want to lie. It's years later. I think like 10 or something.
You had a whole 10 videos and this nigga caught you as Samurai Jack. I'm not playing with you. Bro, I'm done with you, bro.
I knew it was going to be over 7. That's
bro,
what
I knew it was over 5 because I was like, you can only get caught if you make over 5 videos.
Yeah,
bro,
I did.
Fuck it up, bro.
You
a hoe out here.
I did go too far.
Jug, you a hoe out here too. That's the reason why your ass got caught. I don't know if I can blame him so much now. I don't know if I can blame him so much. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, not to cut off your story, but you know the day he got cut was the same day he went in there asking for the first aid kit. That's how they remember that video.
Hey, day one, you was that nigga.
Yeah. They was like, huh. I was like, what's wrong? Where you got all these bandages? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna keep talking.
He had a whole band-aid from here to here, nigga. Whole forearm fucked up because you want to do goddamn Samurai Jack.
I take it back. Now I can see the Rick James video. He said, what the nice.
Now I can see
I still got the cut. I found the cut.
I ain't gonna lie. I can see why he's snitching.
I'm gonna show y'all.
He snitched on you for a reason.
So
outlandish shit.
Check this out.
Go ahead.
When I went back, I was like, damn. I was like, somebody, and I was talking to the same dude. I was like, somebody don't like me, and he was like, what? Word? I was like, yeah, they found my samurai movies, and he was like, man, you might want to watch it.
He said my samurai movies.
He said,
bro, I'm done with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you didn't put 2 and 2 together, my nigga. Like, what's wrong with you, Doug?
He in there trying to be, who was it? He over there trying to be Last Dragon, directed by Spike Lee.
You got a whole goddamn.
Look.
You watch too many Miyagi movies, bro.
Well,
like you was Drew tripping.
He said I had 10 videos.
Well, I went back singing that Toy Story. You got a friend in me. Cause I was like, this is my friend. He ain't gonna do that. Now I know. Zero have told me a lot about what friends can do.
I don't think we fellas know my name, man.
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So when I went back and I told him this and stuff, and he was like, yeah, you might want to watch it. Then I was already skeptical, but and plus somebody already told me it was him, and I still was kind of like, nah, it can't be him.
Bro, somebody told you it was him since day one, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you. Bro,
first of all, he didn't want you working at Walmart. He knew your samurai skills was deadly.
and you a whole hoe out here for believing this nigga.
Watch this. First off, we ain't never had to do this on this podcast, but I want to swear on the oath that this is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, what I'm finna say, because it may sound quite outlandish. You know how my stories get.
I'm gonna put my foot on
Man, you already 5 minutes past your story.
Well, this the end right here.
You chime in now.
Yeah, I wanna
like it, dude. It's a whole mic in front of you.
Let me see what you gonna say.
This the end right here. So, this the last time that I believe this motherfucker, son of a bitch, and now I'm still beat your ass. But
He hold grudges 10 years later. Go ahead.
it just mad. I don't like when people get away. Like even if I just got to pluck you, I was that kid that if somebody hit me, I just tap them on their shoulder soft. I'd be like, still got my lick back, bitch.
Oh, you really got a whole out here.
Remember, at the end of the day, he had 10 samurai videos.
Yeah.
Like 10 of them motherfuckers. You hear him? Did you hear him though? I'm thinking like you can't get caught with like 5 or under. He had 10 of them. I'm like, you was destined to get caught. You was destined to get caught, bro.
Yeah, maybe one of these things he didn't report. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe
It was your fault. You put 10 samurai videos out.
it was on the internet. So
You ain't gonna get one?
But check this out. He one day we was unloading the truck. You know, they bring the pallet and it's the whole truck or whatever.
I got you. I'm with you.
We're breaking the pallet down, and I was on like the last thing before I get fired. Like within this
You don't on strike 2.
happened.
You don't on strike 2 before strike 3.
Yeah, I was
Gotcha.
on that last
The
one.
ending of the samurai.
Right.
So I reached. There was a box. My hard-headed ass. It was a box I was trying to get. The pallet was taller than me, but the box I was trying to grab was like somewhat in the middle.
You a whole.
And I probably should have tried to get it at the top, but the box I grabbed, it was right in front of me. I was like, I'm gonna grab it. But when I pulled it out, a box from the top fell down and it hit, and it landed on his like leg, on the back of his leg.
So he went in. He got whole custody of his leg. He got whole custody of his leg.
I'm gonna tell the whole truth. Like when it fell, it like barely tapped him, but it hit the floor first and it just kind of bumped into his leg.
Oh, so it really didn't even hit him.
So yeah, it barely touched him. It was like a feather hit him.
But it hit his leg.
But it took me and him had contact through cardboard. And that was a fist fight to him.
Oh shit, you got 2 black eye bruises.
Now
man.
and just think, I already got a samurai report, and another thing.
That's not really a samurai.
You got a whole samurai report.
And another thing
real
I skipped
whole
is
samurai
they
report.
offered me, speaking of mental awareness, they pulled me aside and was like, you know, if you need somebody to talk to call this number. And I read the number and it was like, you know, if you're going crazy or something.
I'm done.
So
that makes sense.
That makes sense to me. He had 10 videos on the internet.
So they was considering that I had other situations going on, but so after this happened, the box just fell and kind of tapped his leg. He kind of was limping around, and I was like, look, this time I told him straight up. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I've been in a lot of trouble here lately, and the last thing I need is an incident report. I was like, are you good? And he was like, yeah, I'm straight. I was like, you good? Cool. I went to lunch break. After lunch break, a manager was back there. I was like, hey, can you come here real quick before you go back? And I was like, this is intriguing. And when they pulled me back there, this is how he told the story. First off, at this time, I was a lot bigger. I was probably like 275. And I ain't gonna say it was all muscle. It was all sloppy Joe. It was all sloppy Joe. They took me in the back, and they was like, we got word of what happened. And I was like, what happened? Because me and him talked. He said it wasn't no thing. So I already thought it couldn't have been that. And it was like, well,
you ain't shit either, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You should have bought.
I told you I already
way many context clues.
I told you I take my guilt here, but he told them, they said, we know that you're very skilled in martial arts. First off, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not. Like, I just can do stuff and it looks cool. Like, I can swirl a broom and do shit, and you see it, you be like, oh shit, what style is that? I'm like, swirling a broom. I don't know.
So you got this eye of the tiger ass syndrome.
Yeah, but if you see it, you're like, oh, I just watched a lot of kung fu movies. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and make. But that's killing him.
And he probably watched Miyagi ass. He a Miyagi ass nigga. Okay, cool. You a wax on, wax off ass nigga.
Yeah, right, that's what happened. So he told the manager that a 275-pound black dude turned a backflip off a pallet, did a karate kick upside his head, and then did a leg sweep under his leg, and he said he failed.
Look at it. Look.
I'm done.
So and then the manager told me, certain styles of martial arts is illegal. I was like, I don't know martial arts, and I was like, you think my ass doing backflips and not to be gross, but it's a meat cooler, so it's like blood on the floor and stuff. If I would have bust my ass doing a backflip,
you probably was hitting temptation moves.
Not to mention, I'm not even capable. Not only did I not do it, I was like, I can't do it anyway. I cannot do this.
This motherfucker said that you did a backflip and
So I'm like, if you
both of y'all have been fine. I'm just gonna say it right.
Both of y'all ain't shit. I ain't gonna lie. At this point right now, both of y'all ain't shit.
If you ain't gonna,
I don't even know other motherfuckers, but you ain't shit.
If you gonna lie, make it sound believable. So after this, he went to a doctor's appointment. He came back with like a brace on his leg. He was out of work like a week. I was afraid of what's gonna happen because they was like, we're gonna let you know about the next steps. And I don't like that word.
Walking out the door,
yeah.
I quit a long time ago and knocked off all the toys. I would went through Walmart wreaking havoc, man. I'm coming through like goddamn tsunami, my nigga.
Fuck all that. I would have whooped his ass.
Well, see, that's
he got the ass up first, and I'm coming through right after. We would both worked the same shift. I whooped his ass, and then goddamn went through the whole goddamn toy section and fucked everything up.
Well, see, Scorp just he just took me there. This is the only reason I'm mad. I never got to lay hands on him.
That's the reason why you want to know who Johnny son of a bitch is.
Yeah, because I would have been cool if I would have got to handle that. So basically what happened, I told somebody the next day after they was like, yeah, he put an incident report out. He's out for like 3 or 4 days.
Can we look him up on Facebook?
I don't know his last name. I don't remember his last name. It
don't even matter, bro. Somebody knows.
Some dude named Renee. But
we gonna find a Renee. We gonna find a Renee motherfucker from Mississippi.
San Antonio. It was here.
Oh shit. We gonna find a Renee motherfucker.
Shit, I work with 2 of them now.
Yeah.
But just the name alone got your ass.
But check this out.
Right? Renee? Oh, we believe in Renee. He probably been there.
And he was considered the stand-up gentleman and stuff. And I was the bad guy. But
you're the backflip, man.
Yeah, after you see what I'm saying? I was they thought I was doing some Saget moves or something else. But anyway, I hit the flash kick the guy. But
I'm done with you.
After I was accused of this, I had told somebody else. I was like, hey, what day he come back? And I was like, oh, he come back Friday or whatever day it was. And I was like, I said, when he come back, I was kind of like Kevin Hart. Like when his mama told him to cuss, I was like, it's going down.
And they find that nigga 2 minutes later.
Right after. Man.
So, which is a threat.
Yeah.
But I was like, when he get back, I'm going to beat his ass. And, people was talking about it. It was like, you ready for Friday? And, I don't know if they do this now, but the schedule used to be up publicly. It wasn't like a secret or it's on your phone. It was just back there where everybody could see it. And I went and checked. I was like, okay, Friday at 1 p.m. he come in. So at Friday at noon, I was pacing the floor. I was like, he about to come in. Then I was like, what if he don't show up or whatever? People kept coming back there. They were like, you ain't gonna do it. I was like, when he get back here, I'm finna beat that motherfucker's ass. I was like, I said, I don't give a fuck about this job. I said, fuck this job. I looked at the entrance. I could see it from where I was standing at the meat department. I saw him come in. I saw him with the little jacket over his shoulder. And I was like, cool. I was like, are you gonna do this? I was like, it's gonna go down. Then I saw him go back out the door. So I was like, what? And he didn't have a jacket, and somebody just came back and told me, that was like, yeah, he heard, I shouldn't have said nothing. They said he heard you was trying to fight him. He said he don't need this type of controversy. He turned in his coat and his badge. He quit. I've never seen him again. Now, I didn't get to catch that round, so I'm still pissed off.
I would let it go down, because you...
Bro, first of all, you don't even know who the fuck Renee is.
I saw him at Whataburger one time. He got in the car, but he pulled off before I started running to the car, and he was pulling off.
Okay, cool. So, how long ago was that?
Maybe 2011 or something.
Okay, cool. You were in 2019.
I didn't know.
Let that shit go, my bro.
Either.
Can I ask you a question? When did you try to make the peanut butter and jelly sandwich? How long ago was this?
Like Tuesday.
Hey, you say I got mental issues. He mad about some shit that happened in 2008. So all he started doing in 2011. Just past Tuesday, he done wasted some peanut butter and jelly and a glass of milk.
For real. And I ain't gonna lie, we about to fuck you up about this glass of milk, nigga, because that's the icing on the cake.
Look, take it all the way back. This motherfucker had 10 fucking samurai videos. Oh,
bro, I'm done with him in 10 samurai videos. Like, I ain't lie to you. Bro,
did you see the videos? Did you see the videos?
Look where I'm pouring.
Well, my question is, I want to ask you a question.
Samurai Swords right there.
Go ahead.
Samurai Swords right there.
You knew he fucked up the day
right?
you cut yourself at the job.
And then you still made 10 more, my nigga. 10 more, bro. I'm I'm mind blown about this shit.
I think he lied about how many videos he made, and it's probably more than 10.
I think it's more than 10. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna say this. I like to keep stuff because it already be the stories I tell are already wild enough. I like to keep it as honest as possible. I'm taking a guess. It was about 10 videos. It could be more. It could be way more. I just know I used to do that.
I'm done with
And
it.
what was going through your mind? Like,
I was just uploading.
no, like, all right.
Like I'm like Samurai Bell Jug in this bitch. Like,
You know, like, what time was it? Like, it's like, okay, still clock slowing down. All right.
yeah, right. I'm gonna make a Samurai video right now. Like,
I mean, like, you know,
was you that bored? Is what we saying? So you was that motherfucking me bored, my nigga?
I don't know what they.
Say, hey, you
Cut
know
the
what I'm
shit up out of the hog, hang it down.
Right. What was your before? What was your before when you went into it? Like, was you shooting people? Was you killing people? Was you cutting people?
Well,
because I feel like that there was a process to your progress at this point. Like, I feel like that.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave it alone. Not only, 'cause I didn't give this detail, when I would do the samurai videos, not only would I just be twirling the knife, but I would set up like different objectives. Like I'll have like a...
So you had a whole combat strategy you're talking about, like video game type shit, like
yeah, like
hey, objective one.
Like it'll be the boss. You got to defeat the boss. Like,
Yeah.
So I'll take like just say like 6 boxes and I'll stack them up, and he'll be like pretty tall. This guy is a big guy here, and then I'll have one like 4 boxes. And when I would swirl the knives, these boxes, you know, the boxes you're supposed to throw in the baler or whatever they call it, the compactor.
Yeah.
Those empty boxes, I would keep them, and people would be like, "Hey, you gonna throw them away?" I'll be like, "I'm gonna get to it," but I knew I was trying to set up for the next scene.
You set up for level 2. You a whole ass nigga, huh? He was set up for level 2, bro. He was setting up box 1 for box. I'm done with him.
But you know, you talk about level 2, so each video was a level 2.
Yeah, that's like he made 10 levels. That's exactly. We done made sense of this shit. We done made sense of the goddamn shit.
And that's why he.
And I play a lot of video games, so that might.
Yeah, that's
But
what
you
it
remember what
was.
he said? He said they gave me a card to see if I was.
I'm done. I am all.
But I'm gonna finish explaining this. I would stack them up, and just say like if it's 6 boxes stacked up, instead of me stabbing the top one, I might try to stab. I was kind of
the
playing,
third one.
I was playing Jenga. I would do a lot of twirl moves, throw the knife, try to catch it, stab the box in the middle, try to pull it out, and let the boxes fall back down without knocking them down. And then I would be like, yeah! And then I would move to the next one, and I might throw one, and it might land in the next box. Sometimes I would fail. Sometimes I was unsuccessful.
You was in the cooler doing this.
And
Screaming?
Yeah, but I would check and make sure management wasn't there.
I would love
Do you
to
hear
see
this?
Coworkers in the back.
Do you hear this?
What would you do? What would you do? You know they got the plastic strap.
Right. So here's the thing. I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna see this nigga at level 3. I'm sure right now. I'm gonna walk out. He real busy. He real busy in this motherfucker. I'm gonna walk out.
And sometimes, you know, luckily it wasn't management, but I would see other coworkers and I'll see them like peeking in there, and they'll just be like, "He's doing it again." But I was doing that.
Down with him, bro.
I was doing that before Renee got hired. They never had a problem. I had been doing this like a year, maybe.
Well, I was
So there's more video.
But look, it wasn't every day. But it was like a year. Within a year, like today, I'll be like, today's one of them days. It's slow. Like it was like that. I didn't go Monday, Tuesday,
I feel
Wednesday.
like we should get some boxes right now. I feel like we should know what's going on.
You see now all the shit building up because it was like a year that I was.
So you hold on. So you mad at Renee because Renee was the snitch. That's
Nobody
what you
else
mad at.
snitched.
Because you was doing
You don't
it
know
before.
her. You know, they probably was like, he crazy.
Once Renee got hired, then it was a problem. But I had been doing
Because
this.
Renee made it a priority because he was a stellar gentleman.
It was even like we would
throw a knife at that boy. That's what's the real thing.
maybe I almost hit him one time.
You probably called him a fuckboy, and he probably wouldn't have snitched on you. AKA, I'm gonna tell ass.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened.
He wasn't fond of my skill set.
What was his size? Like,
He was bigger than me.
he was one of them lap type loving motherfuckers.
I'm 5'8".
Yeah, he probably like, I just want to move ice and break shit and
Yeah.
move boxes. Like,
Yeah,
that's what he-
you're like, we play video games to be like, oh,
Right.
I'm just playing.
And
This
then-
motherfucker playing video games is beating his meat. That's why he was trying to hate on me. That's the life that Renee
Yeah,
had.
no shit.
Yeah.
He was waiting for somebody to knock.
We can find Renee
knock
right
his
now
socks
playing
off and rock
Fortnite.
top.
Yeah,
I bet you we can play it and find him on Fortnite.
he's probably on there.
Oh, you probably right.
And I got an Xbox. Hold on. Because if I can meet him and we could make an Xbox Live party, then I could see what his address is. We can get the fight.
God damn!
I'm done with you.
Hey, we gonna have to talk to Kimbo today. Do you be showing motherfuckers your address where you at? Where you play this?
Yeah.
So you can really find people where they live?
No. You know, maybe I could, try to befriend him and stuff like that. And you can't pull it like that. But some people do put their address up. It's optional. But if you don't, I could just befriend him.
You know, they met a boy in Atlanta got molested like that.
He was
playing with this grown ass man for like years, bro. Mm-hmm. Every game that it was the Grand Theft Auto game. Every time the Grand Theft Auto had an update, they would always meet up. And then one day he was like, "Meet me at such this and that." So come to find out, they lived. The boy was in Atlanta. The old man stayed like a couple of miles out, and ended up meeting him up at a local restaurant, whatever. And took his ass.
Shit. You see what I'm saying? That shit's serious. But see, that's not my goal. I just want to be his pal and then be like, maybe I'm in the local area.
I don't trust you in being his pal, bro. I don't even know.
I just pictured you coming to like you see it's raining tonight and lightning and shit. We gonna have an Xbox party and the door opens up and you just it's me, bitch. Wear the Walmart coat, sing
with the samurai joints, right? Running like a ninja like this, like in the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with it, bro. I'm done with you, bro. I'm really done with you, bro. I can't fuck with you.
I think the people heard enough of this. There might be some director's cut version on after the podcast.
We gotta leave you shot
because y'all might have some questions, but I'm gonna keep it short and brief on mine. First off, if you need to get a hold of me, you already know 100%velvet@gmail.com. You need to join the Facebook group. You know that. You need to grab some Velvet Vibes merch. You know that. Hit me on Instagram, Velvet Vibes Podcast, all one word. That's Vibes with a Z. Nothing else is strange. Velvet Vibes Podcast on Instagram. Hit me up if you want to call in and tell your story or let us know if I was wrong for holding this grudge that long. You can hit us at our hotline 210-580-4326. Make sure to hit us up and let us know your feedback on this situation here. And of course, shout out to Lynneopoly in her absence. As the Scorp approaches the pew, he can tell me if I was wrong or not, and then he can drop some shout outs and we'll keep it rolling.
I ain't gonna speak on it no more. I'll speak on it about 3-4 times.
And it piss you off?
Yeah.
You probably want to see him yourself now. You might know Smash Samurai move.
He probably know where the boy stay at. Just ain't said shit.
Well, you see, he saved me from the elder situation.
He said his name Renee. I work with two Renees, so.
Oh, no.
You better not do it. Now,
what you do?
Is y'all hiring?
Yeah.
No, you don't need to be hired, man.
Is he tall? How tall is he?
I don't remember. He was taller than me. I'm 5'8". Okay. I know he was tall. I don't think he was way taller than me, but he was taller than me.
Nah, he's short. So.
Oh, I'm finna try to see if y'all were hiring. I'll come because I can pull up Indeed.com when we get done. But go ahead and drop your shout outs real quick.
Oh man.
Oh, is you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Scorp.
Give a shout out to Lynneopoly in her absence. Give a shout out to our wrestling guests. I put it like that, wrestling.
We got to get our nerd on. Everybody got to get our nerd on. I like that.
Shout out to the children around the board, everybody who's listening. Join the group, Velvet Vibe Podcast. Even though we still be pimping.
You know it.
Shout out to
big folks.
Our big sponsors.
Hey.
500 Vodka.
Amen.
And not in the group, not all on all our platforms, all around the board. I don't know what you're doing. You meal doing, you're not barbecuing.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me about 6 months. Like until that was a episode, I was like, "Oh, this is what he means." And I was like, "Oh, is this what you mean?" I had to ask him what he meant.
He's so fly with it though. I like goddamn.
Like it's a real
real
Mississippi type thing, bro. Like I had to ask
hold on, God is speaking. Go ahead. God out here speaking. I want him to shut the episode down.
Yeah, I'm not.
Right. You can reach me at ScorpionKing3305@gmail.com.
Amen. And we'll let our guests go last so they can close the episode out for us.
Alright, cool. Email us, Sawildchild at gmail.com. That's Sawildchild at gmail.com. Gotta give a shout outs to all the May babies. You know what I'm saying? Out there.
The time's come.
It is May, and y'all tourists and shit. But tourists, but y'all Gemini's though, because that's next month.
Oh my god.
Hey, that in the May though, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Gemini season. Anyway.
No comment.
Geminis are crazy.
Here we are. Gemini season.
Anything but I love them.
Oh my god.
First of all, who are Taurus in here?
We're gonna have a different conversation after this.
That's what I'm saying. It's Zodiac season.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a conversation. But I have a personal birthday to give a shout out to. She told me to, so I told her I would. Her name is, I won't mention her name, but she told me to give her a shout out. So.
She that shot?
Hey, before I do my shout out, I'm gonna make sure everybody see the shout out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. You do that.
No, keep going.
You got time. You got time.
All right.
Other than that, the reason why my lineup is so fresh, I went to go see Don.
Hey,
You know
super shout out.
Hey,
Super shout out.
Cutting up barbershop, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my guys, man. That's a 100 grand. He keep me crispy.
Damn,
Yeah,
for 100 grand?
No.
No.
You got 100 grand, you might want to look for another barber.
Yeah.
That's my, when I say that, I say that's my man's and 100 grand. That means he keep me crispy. Like, this is, like, she took a lot of time on this. And
We got 100 grand, man, a barbecue meal there.
Yeah, that's my man's and 100 grand.
And Blue Magic.
No Blue Magic.
No Blue Magic.
Go ahead.
No Blue Magic.
Anyway, we doing this. We cross T's, dot I's with a DB. You know what I'm saying? We love the guests that came through.
Amen.
The misses of choice that just came through. You know what I'm saying? It's not on the cast. Of course, all the cast, all the people that's listening, loving, liking, and loving, and everything in that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, your story ain't shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, I think we got more than.
I feel like that grudge that you holding, bro. You gotta let that shit go.
I gonna let it go.
You gotta let that shit go.
I'm gonna pray about it tonight.
Yeah, for real. Play about that shit tonight.
Yeah.
You might want to do that.
And I'll let y'all know next episode if I'm done or not.
Yeah.
You should have been done.
Guess the choice that came through, man. There's a lot more I want to know about it. You know what I'm saying in regards to the wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I have a relative. When you said Cox, my brother's last name is Cox, and I know his cousin is in that particular realm. All I know, I don't know his name for sure. I can't even think of his name, but I know that when his Facebook pictures, like he's holding a belt, and he's in like an all black joint, and he's holding a belt, and he's short. He's super short, but he's like stocky.
That's KO.
That's KO. Okay,
wears
cool. I
glasses.
figured when you said that, he's short, but that's my relative. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother, that's his relative. So we are relatives somewhere.
They saw him. They met him last night.
Yeah, he's bald.
So that's who we were talking to.
That was your tag team partner.
He's like 5'6", but he's like, I wish your brother would all shoulders and everything.
That's how he act too.
Yeah,
KO.
And then he has hair, but he don't do no drinking or nothing like we have.
That's KO. Straight edge.
Yeah.
That's KO.
He don't do no drinking or nothing. He's real straight. He's
they know you KO.
Yeah, he know me too. Like, he know me too. So
damn it, Damarkus. That's what I hear all the time.
Yeah. So I figured that when you said KO Cox, I was like, my brother's last name is Cox, so I figured this is KO Cox. I figured that's the bloodline. So I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, I think he mentioned my people. So shout out to him too, man. It's a great business. Man, I really want to know more. Like, I really want to.
Well, y'all invited to I already got.
Yeah.
I got y'all for the TWA show, the Branded Outlaw show. That's that show's gonna be one of the. That show's when it's me and the Media King, me and Dill Gypsy. She's probably gonna be there, but she ain't gonna be part of it. But it's me wrestling my mentor.
Okay.
And the guy I grew up watching.
Oh heck.
Wow. He's tough in the wrestling, man. So I give a shout out to y'all, man. I'm really sitting up on y'all. I appreciate y'all that makes this. I appreciate all that, man. It's a lot more than I want to hear about. It's a lot more than I'm pretty sure we would love to.
We finna pull up and talk about it.
Yeah, we about to pull up and talk about it. So, man, stay tuned, and we want to stay tuned. That foundation we talking about, we want to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, you already part of it.
We got a lot of attachments. That 500 vodka, the cutting up barbershop, whatever.
I ain't going to attach 10 grand. I got
no. my man's in $100,000. Bro. Like, it's just some people that's real.
Shit, I had $100,000, all the bills we paid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the foundation you talking about is everybody starting from the bottom. Now we here, so we definitely want to be a part of that. So
Thank you.
Please let us know. Please let us know.
And you dropped your email already?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. Y'all got any shout outs?
Yeah.
So y'all now.
Yeah, that's what we on Facebook Live. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
We live, baby.
I have to give a shout out to my mom.
Hey.
My mom and my grandma,
yeah.
my rocks. Both of them, they're on
Shout
my
out
rocks.
to moms.
My mom's birthday
Yes.
is coming up too soon, a couple of days.
Oh, she a Taurus too. I ain't gonna lie, I love to hate Tauruses. I got a history on that, but I love y'all too.
Don't feel bad. We got history too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, especially my family. My family's supportive in all my roles in life. Like,
Heck
Well,
yeah.
we supportive too, so we do that.
Amen.
We do that. So yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my fiance for putting up with me every day. And give
I
shout
don't
out.
even know how you do that. I don't even lie to you. That's another talk.
I want to give a shout out to my grandma Booney because we in here.
And if y'all have any social media or anything y'all want to drop too, or if there's anything you're doing you want to promote.
Well, my
Plug it.
Facebook
Plug
is
it.
Analiza Tolentino. Snapchat is Annie with 2 N's and 2 I's. No, 2 N's and 2 E's. _93. Instagram is the same way, but _93.
Super
Annie
promo.
_93.
I ain't gonna give nobody mine.
Give what you want to give.
I give everybody.
Promo what you want to
Y'all
promo.
can hit me up on Facebook, Damarkus Rashad. That's spelled with DAMARKUS. Rashad is RASHAD. I don't give out my Snapchat because that's the personal thing.
I got you.
If you want to see, my Facebook is where I promote most of my stuff. We got the what is my Instagram? Uncanny Damarkus.
Yeah.
Okay, Uncanny Damarkus. But back to the shout out. I want to give a shout out since I'm on here and I've been promoting everything that we do. I want to give a shout out to Hybrid Wrestling School, Big Brother Iron Man, RJ, Russell, Scott Summers. One love to you. I also want to give a shout out to Iggy, CJ, everybody in TWA, Clint Hansen for Branded Outlaw. Thank you to Josh and Dunbar at Heavy Metal. Shout out to Darian Childs with Anarchy Championship Wrestling. Shout out to Mr. B.
Last name is CHILD.
Another family reunion we're gonna discuss.
TCW. Shout out to everybody. And then everybody else out there that's supporting us, and we're gonna keep wrestling live. Shout out to the Media Kings, Dale Dipsy and me. Shout out to the Knockout Kings, KO Cox, and then shout out to the Bushido King family, Evan Axel, Jeff Gant. How do you say Oscar? DG, still rocking with us, and Thomas. Then we out, right? Oh yeah, y'all don't forget on here too to on the show. Hold on. We got the show y'all invited to.
That's what I wanted you to say. If y'all got any upcoming shows you want to talk about.
The TWA show is. Hold on. We have the TWA show that y'all be a part of. They know that y'all coming through on South Florida Street. Come on. Oh, here it is. Friday, May 10th at South Florida Street. The show starts at 8 o'clock. Matter of fact, we have pre-sale tickets right now. If you can hit us up before that, they go for $6. Then the big show that we have is the BOW show, May 19th. The Media Kings, me and Dill Dipsy, we wrestling for the tag team titles.
And me and me and Renee gonna handle it on pay-per-view.
What time
How much is it gonna cost though?
What time gonna be?
That should be free because I feel like that's decades of.
What time gonna be? Hell in the Cell.
We probably gonna.
He said hell in the
Hell in
cell.
the
I'm
Cell.
done with you, bro.
You gonna make
We probably got too old. I can't do none of my moves no more. We gonna be in there with back pains.
Ric Flair still wrestling at the age of 84, bro.
Hey,
They
me,
gonna be-
look, me
They're gonna be in a
and
ring with goddamn prescription medicine. Goddamn.
yeah. Me and Renee gonna jump in the ring and be like, I don't remember what I'm mad for, man. I bet you.
I gotta raise you 400. What's up?
But shit, I think we said it all. We about to. Did you have something else? Some gospel over there?
Yeah. Frank, we gotta give. If y'all not checking the music out from Velvet Vibes, the #1 single for right now
Oh yes.
is "Coolin'," featuring no other than Lynneopoly, H$, and the one and only Velvet Jug.
You know it.
And also,
We had 22,000 downloads.
also check out the Shang Soon by Velvet Jug and the ScorpionKing, and more music. And more music is coming soon.
With that being said, We at this bitch. I'm finna go find Renee. I'm holding grudges in this motherfucker like a horror movie.
You hold on. I'm about to go pee.